I think we should talk about the future of media more specifically here in Europe, because TechCrunch Europe was not the first team to be cut. We've seen the same thing with TNW that was acquired basically just because they had a good conference, and then the tech journalist team was laid off, at least the majority of it. And we've seen similar moves across the ecosystem. Is this a trend already? Is this a couple of companies where it's happened and then we make a lot of noise about it? What do you see as PR people looking into the tech landscape in Europe?
First of all, in media, it's not uncommon to see layoffs. When the market takes a dip, we tend to see a lot more of them. And I've been working in PR now for 15 years. This isn't the first round of cutbacks that we've witnessed. What makes this one different is an entire team for a very well-established media outlet being waved off. The other one that we're waiting, it's kind of the writing's on the wall, sadly, but Business Insider also came out and they said they were going to cut their staff back by 21% globally. One of the factors within the long email sent by the CEO was AI. It puts the entire Business Insider team within the UK, which is about 21 members of staff at the moment, at risk. They're kind of unionizing right now, and there'll be others across the continent as well. So AI is another factor, and ultimately media and its business model, right? There's a variety of different ways within media where you can make money, but you need most of them to be working pretty well for you to be okay. So subscriptions is one area, sponsored content is another, and then of course there's advertising. And so we were also talking about changing media habits from people that are reading, watching, listening to the news. So there's a lot of different things going on here. And 2025, we're seeing, particularly with the companies that we talk to more frequently at the moment, that they are, they want to cut spend right now. And usually when people are cutting spend, media is one of the areas that gets trimmed back.
Let's go to that, because in the States, of course, you also saw a lot of people leaving Fox News as an example to create incredibly massive platforms. So this whole media persona turned creator turned entrepreneur. Do you see that happening in Europe? Have you heard voices moving in that direction?
For a journalist today, and Dan will know this more than me, but just from kind of witnessing what's happened with others, like, right, when we've seen people in the past be let go from TNW or somewhere else, I think, if you want to survive in a very difficult market, and journalism is a difficult career as well, if you want to survive, I think you do have to think entrepreneurially. Like, what else can I create? What other things can I have in my arsenal that make me not just employable and someone that, a great publication wants to bring in, but you've got to think about your influence, like the readers that you also carry with you when you move to the next place. It's like Andre Delia, for instance, is very good with podcasts and creating content and newsletters. Martin Bryant does a range of different things at the moment, but he started Pre-Seed Now, this newsletter that, will cover just like one specific pre-seed company, typically within the UK, and give them a profile. And he's built this whole platform from that as well. Alex Conrad leaving Forbes and creating Upstart Media. And, so I think there's people that can shift and they can think entrepreneurially and they can come up with new ways of growing their audience and their influence as a journalist as well. But that doesn't always come naturally to everyone.
I think that also raises the question of, like, what is a journalist? Because there's this guy, Andreas, with a podcast that has a pretty big reach. And does that make him a journalist? I don't know. This guy named Harry started talking to people and now he's got his own fund. So, I mean, the classical definition of journalist, that disappeared, like, along with the Olivetti. Who is a journalist and what is a news outlet? I honestly think that's undefinable at the moment.
I can say I have spoken to 2 guys in Paris, 2 different teams in the UK, and 1 team in Spain that's all setting up their own newsletters and trying to figure out, and some of them are further along than others, and they're all trying to basically figure out what is the path here as a creator standalone. Dan, I'd love to hear your take. Someone writing every day, I know that AI is part of your process. The question is, for a VC that wants their story out, do they really need you?
Right now, yes. I'll summarize it as such. If you feed the machine garbage, garbage is what you will get. For me, for example, I am a brilliant coder that never bothered to learn how to code, right? Like conceptually, I have great ideas for what I would like to see and what this there and how and it sounds and la la la. But Python, PHP, Ruby on Rails, like no, just no. I'm not that guy. What AI has done for me has allowed me to become a coder of language without ever having to learn how to code. Thinking about things analytically and structurally, and what do I want the intended outcome to be? Therefore, what do I need to feed the machine to output what I want? That is what I am doing.
If I translate what you say, Dan, what I think is that if you're very good, let's call it prompter, but if you're good at putting together what you want and surfacing that in a way that the machine truly understands it, you have a perfect autocomplete button now. And then the question is, do you have taste? Do you have authoring taste?
There it is. And yes, and that's what I wanted to get to was not everyone, a coder is usually not a storyteller, right? So I can feed all the data in the world and it'll spit back a brilliant piece from somebody who isn't a natural storyteller and writer. However, if you have a natural storyteller and writer feeding the machine.
Yeah, or you have that person doing the last 20%,
Correct.
taking it and fixing it, so to say.
I think you need the person doing the last 20%, but I also think you need a person doing a hell of a lot before you even start feeding the machine. So if we're talking about why, a VC or a startup might need someone like us, it's not just about us being like them literally just giving us some material and us rolling with it. The whole idea of working with someone like us is that we're able to really drill into what their business is doing or what their backstory is. We're there to ask questions. It's the human part to really unearth what we've got to play with and then think about strategy. And then you can feed the machine.